Good evening. Welcome to Investigator News, and I'm your host, Ellie Holder. This is the Weather and Lifestyle News Show. And boy, I'm not going to say the weather's frightful, but Louisiana and Jacksonville and Miami going to get some heavy rain. And a good thing because we're in a drought. That's what they say. Now I know Arkansas is pretty dry and it's not as humid as it should be. Yeah. So, yeah, there's Karen. I was wondering, Karen, if you were going to be able to make it or not. I was going to leave it all up to Susan and pick on her today. She don't throw popcorn as good as you do, though. You know, uh, Karen, oh boy, yeah, Karen throws popcorn pretty good. Yep, Karen's good at that. Wow. I hope you guys got a good dose of popcorn. So it's a popcorn kind of day. It's cold here, and my dogs were sniffing the air today, and they were like way up sniffing. I was like, what the heck are they sniffing? It was fireplaces. They were smelling fire, and they were acting odd. And not only that, but we even had an earthquake close to us. Earthquakes are crazy. Iceland, oh boy, Iceland, I got like crazy reports on it. Got lots of news today with this show and the next show. They're lined up. Tuesday's usually a big news day. So, and William did pretty good last night all by himself. Pretty soon I'll just have to hook him up and he could just go off on his own. He's getting really good. He got a lot of views last night. Um, so, uh, yeah, when the kids leave, it gets really quiet. Karen was saying she took the baby home and it got quiet. Yeah, it does. Prayers for my grandson, folks. He's going through some things right now. So prayers for him. And I should have said this yesterday, but happy birthday to Linda. Yeah, Linda, you weren't here yesterday, but happy birthday, and I hope you had a wonderful birthday. Mine's Friday. I'm still coin tossing it of whether I'm going to do a show or not. Um, I got a lot of plans for the day. I'm not sure if I want cupcakes or if I want a cake. Spice cake with buttercream frosting. That's my thing right there. Yep, every year, an eggnog. Yep. So, all right. Miss Davis, she has got the weather for us. And as you could see, New Orleans and Miami is going to get heavy rain. Um, Florida and the southern states have been getting a lot of the rain. It's not quite reaching up into Arkansas, dadgummit. So I'm going to go ahead and let her loose. So here we go. And she's wearing black today like me. I matched up.
Bringing some much needed rain to parts of the south. So this is what we're going to continue to see as this low tracks to the east is heavy rain at times, especially along the immediate Gulf Coast. And this lasts through the better part of the week, the rain is going to come down. And it's not just from New Orleans into Florida, but even down through southern Florida too. We're going to have some heavy rainfall. So by the end of the week, this will wrap up. But take a look at the rain that is coming your way, especially through Florida, Tallahassee, Tampa, up to 3 inches of rain. Miami, you could see up to 5 inches.
Looky that rain. Oh boy. So it might even stretch up to the eastern coast, they said. Um, so this is a good for all of us. We need the rain. We need the snow. Now they're saying Alaska has gotten quite a bit more than they should. Um, I think Mother Nature is repairing herself. So I'm going to move on and with the latest earthquakes. Wait a minute, where'd my yellow go? Huh, my yellow one disappeared. And that's usually an explosion. And it disappeared. Yeah, leave it to USGS to take away explosions. Um, I'm thinking it was around Russia, and it could have been war, the war that's going on there. But there was an explosion, and it registered a 3.2 on earthquakes. Um, so let's get into this. There was 37, and the biggest one, a 6.1 in the South Indian Ocean. Now, the big ones are the ones that we're looking at are Iceland, and I've got quite a few videos. I got a lot of info on what's going on in Iceland. They are evacuating as much as they can and waiting for either the volcano to blow. I think that's what they're waiting on. So I got many. Um, uh, oh, look at spicy cupcakes. Yeah, oh yeah, spice cake, a little bit of raisins. Yeah, uh huh. It's almost like carrot cake, but no carrots. You use spice cake for carrot cake. Um, but no, I just like it with just a little bit of raisins and some buttercream frosting. Uh, so let me know what you think in the comments. What's your favorite birthday cake? Linda, what did you get? What kind of cake did you get? Was it chocolate, yellow with white, or what did you get? Pink. My son of all things, my son would want a confetti cake with pink frosting with sprinkles. I don't know. He was weird that way, and that's what he liked. And he would just eat away. All right, let's get to the earthquakes. The newest one being in Marlin, Oklahoma, 2.6. Now, it could explain why my dogs are acting kind of weird today, except for the fireplace. Uh, did everybody light up their fireplace? I got mine going, even though mine's a fake one. Um, I got it going this morning, and it was real cold, and we're supposed to drop down to about 36 tonight. Um, so I'm going to go around the globe. I'm going to start off with the one by itself in Montepero, Italy. That was a 4.4. All right, so I'm going to move over, and we seen the one in South Indian Ocean. Um, then the next biggest, and I'm trying to just do the big ones. Um, 5.2 in Banda Sea. Then we had Papua New Guinea, which has been getting a lot of fives. They got a 5.1. Um, and it was about 85, 84 miles deep. It's pretty deep. Another one in Papua New Guinea that was on the surface. That one was a 5.1. And then we had another one in Papua New Guinea in Fischafen. That was a 5.9. I seen 6.0 earlier. So we're looking at fives and sixes. Then we had one down in Kermadec Islands, a 5.4. And it's pretty quiet up around Indonesia The Philippines got a 4.4 in Pangyan. Um, this was, get this how deep this was, 225 miles deep. It was deep. This was a deep one, which sent up to Alaska with the Aleutian Islands and Rat Islands, and that was 120 miles deep. So we're getting some deep ones. And then right next to it in Kootenai, Alaska, 4.2. That was about a 23 miles deep. And then we had quite a few. Sandpoint, Alaska, 3.9. Um, uh, Kenai Peninsula, Alaska, 3.4. Glacier View, Alaska, 3.3. And then we go up. The highest one was in Stevens Village, Alaska. That's a new one, Karen, 2.6. Then we go down to Covent Life, Alaska, 2.9. Now, the next one, we got Pony, Montana. This was a 1 mile deep or less. It was a 2.6. I bet you they felt it. Then we had the geysers, a 2.6. That was a same thing. It was right on the surface, point 0.3, point 0.3 miles deep. Then we had one in Moda, Mexico. That was 2.9. Um, then we had one in Western Texas, they say at 2.8. And another Western, I love how they don't give us the cities. They just say somewhere in Western Texas, somewhere over there. Yeah. And it was about 6 miles deep, but it's over there somewhere in Western Texas. I love that kind of stuff. All right. And over on the islands of Puerto Rico, a 3.1. And then we had San Juan of 3.7. Okay. I want to really get off onto what I got for um, um, Iceland. Now, they're saying that there's a likelihood of a volcanic eruption. It remains high after hundreds of earthquakes were recorded overnight. They said, according to the office latest update on Tuesday and at 8 a.m. this morning, 700 earthquakes recorded since midnight, mostly along the location where magma is collecting on the ground. Um, let's see if I can. Ha ha ha. All right, so let's see if we can pull this up. And this is hopefully they'll let me. Well, we don't want the guy from CBS. All right, here we go. Um,
The Earth's crust splitting open at the surface, and it's probably only the beginning. Residents and visitors in Grindavik have seen hundreds of tremors. The violent rumbling cracking roads, buildings, and infrastructure, sparking a state of emergency and the evacuation of thousands, like Hans Vera.
so you can see you see that steam. Now I got lots of videos, so don't feel like I'm cutting you all short on this. Um, this one here, they're calling a state of emergency. Let's make sure my sound's on. And here we go.
Is expected to erupt at any moment. A volcanic explosion is anticipated in Grindavik, with thousands of residents have evacuated the area as a safeguard after thousands of earthquakes have rattled the area over the past 2 days. Joining me now is Iceland resident Hans Vera, who had to evacuate from his town of Grindavik.
Let me back this up, folks, because I got to show you this. Here you go.
At any moment. A volcanic explosion is anticipated in Grindavik, with thousands of residents have evacuated the area as a safeguard after thousands of earthquakes have rattled the area over the past 2.
They say 2,500 earthquakes, and I just don't want to get hit with copyright. Now this one here, I know for sure I'm not going to get a copyright on. So let's go to this one, and we'll play it all the way through.
Talk about the type of eruption we're expecting to see in Iceland. I think some people are getting confused because they're looking for this big cone-shaped volcano somewhere on the landscape that looks like Mount St. Helens, but this is a different type of eruption. It's called a fissure eruption. Think back to 2018 in Hawaii when the Lower Puna eruption occurred on Kilauea. There were cracks in the ground that you first started to see a little bit of smoke arise from, and then eventually lava erupting out and flooding the surrounding area. That's the kind of eruption we're looking for in Iceland. In fact, there's a long fissure that extends from off the coast near Grindavik inland, somewhere around 9 miles long. And anywhere along that, we could see a break and see the magma or lava erupt onto the surface. So that's the difference between Mount St. Helens and Iceland. We are on the volcano watch here at the Weather Channel. Iceland could be seeing a very tourist unfriendly eruption. In fact, we might be seeing some infrastructure damage if an eruption does occur. So let's take a look at what's going on. So here is the island of Iceland. You've got your North American plate, your European or Eurasian plate, and they are basically moving apart and creating a gap there in between. Well, magma, that's what lava is called when it's underground, starts to rise and fill in this gap. It's one of the things that's helped to create Iceland, but it's also sitting on top of what's called a hot spot, which is a magma plume, kind of like Hawaii.
Look at that
So
crack, folks. Look at that crack. Wow.
Spreading center and hotspot. Now, the Reykjanes Peninsula has been very quiet over the past few hundred years. We do see earthquakes here, but there hasn't been a lot of volcanism in recent centuries. And that's one of the reasons why you see such a population in this part of the island, because not a lot volcanically has really been going on. So the biggest city, Reykjavik, is located here. Grindavik is actually a fishing village. It's about 2,000 to 3,000 people. I'm getting different reports of population. And then the airport is centered right about there. So it takes you about half an hour to go between these two, about an hour to go between these two. And what's been concerning is that since October, we have been seeing quite a bit of earthquake activity and also quite a bit of uplift right in this area. All right. So we've been seeing the ground rise as much as 3 inches, which is really
3 inches.
significant. This is the biggest tourist attraction right here to the north in Iceland. That's the Blue Lagoon. There's a big geothermal plant there. And then there's the fishing village of Grindavik. So you can see why this would be an issue. And again, 3 inches of uplift, that's a lot. So what we think is that there is a magma intrusion, basically a vertical plane of magma that's trying to push its way up towards the surface here. Now, what's happened as we went into the weekend, starting Friday, is we started to see more earthquakes over here. And so what may be happening is that a conduit opened up and we started to see magma streaming this way. Not sure that that's exactly what's happening, but right now that's some speculation. Then as of late Friday, the city of Grindavik had to be evacuated starting at midnight because we started to see earthquakes trending this way, trending through the city and even offshore. So that might mean that magma is pooling actually underneath the city and could erupt as a fissure eruption underneath the town of Grindavik. So of course we had to get everybody had to get out of there. Gonna have to watch this now. There's a possibility that it could not erupt, but I think that's becoming smaller and smaller as time goes on. I would say anywhere from hours to days a potential eruption here in the Reykjanes Peninsula. I'm going to work on pronouncing that. So we're going to have to keep an eye on it going into next week.
So you can see Grindavik is, they're starting to know about magma that's rising to the surface. And you've seen the crack. So I know a lot of this is just going over what I've already shown you, but I wanted to give you a totally full report on this, folks, because this is very important. They're seeing a crack that goes all the way through
Earthquakes
Iceland.
are really picking up now.
So this is very concerning. And you know me, I watch the earthquakes. 2,500 earthquakes since Friday. That's a lot of earthquakes. That's way more than we even seen in Yellowstone. And they are seeing cracking of the earth. And then we seen the steam. So I really did want to show you guys this, um, because I can't just tell you. I mean, I could tell you a lot of what's happening, but showing you is totally different to where you could see and hear even the lady from the Weather Channel, how the crack is going from one end of the island all the way up to the other end. So I agree with Linda. Wow. Wow. This is, I don't think I've ever seen this. Karen, I know we have done a lot of earthquakes, but I've never seen a crack that's done this except for in Africa, because in Africa we're seeing the same thing. There is a crack from the ocean going halfway up, and it's miles deep. But they're not going, there's no earthquake and no lava that's rising up to the surface like what we see in Iceland. So, uh, yeah, wow. All right, let's move on and get out of the earthquakes onto something else. So, um, tool bag slips from astronaut's grip that's orbiting, and they said basically that they lost a tool, and the bag is now orbiting the Earth just ahead of the International Space Station after it came loose during a spacewalk. So now there's a bag in space. What's in the bag? That's what I want to know. You know, if you get a few cops, the cops are going to search them and want to know what's in the bag. I don't know, cookies or something. I don't. We will find out. But as time goes on, we'll find out if they're going to go rescue the bag or not. And they don't really say what's in the bag. Now, I just want to know what's in the bag. They say tools. Well, um, tools in space. Tools in space. Turkey prices are down, but other Thanksgiving goods are going to cost more. Uh, don't expect major discounts on typical ingredients that make your Thanksgiving dinner great. They said you'll find good deals on a turkey this year, but your favorite side dishes may cost more. I don't know about you guys. Have you seen the cranberry commercials where they're shaking? Uh, How stupid is that? Cran. I know cranberries want to sell their product, but boy, they got some dumb commercials out for cranberry sauce. Everybody's shaking at the table, and then cranberry juice. They're all doing the swirl thing. No, didn't make it. Dumb, dumb. They need better. They need better advertisers. All right. Ticks. Oh my goodness, ticks. They say the species. This is an exotic species of ticks that is detected in the U.S. in 2017. It's spreading according to scientists. Um, and
In
this is
2021,
concerning
three
everybody
cattle.
because it's going after the cattle. And I'm a conspiracy theorist on this, and I don't want to spread it into this show. But how odd they want to get rid of the cows, and then the cows got this tick thing. All right, we'll see what they say on this. I've already
In
watched it, but here we
2021,
go.
three cattle died from blood loss after exposure to a tick infestation in Ohio. Researchers found Asian long-horned ticks were the cause, the first known infestation in the state. Pesticides were applied to the pasture, but 1 year later, researchers found the invasive ticks had returned. Scientists have been studying Asian longhorn ticks for years, and it appears this species is spreading in the US. The problem? These cattle killing ticks are very hard to get rid of. That's because they produce asexually. Each female lays up to 2,000 eggs at a time, and each of those female offspring is able to do the same. Researchers estimate the killed Ohio cattle were each taken down by tens of thousands of ticks, and that there may have been more than a million in total in the pasture. Asian longhorn ticks were first detected in New Jersey in 2017 and have since spread to West Virginia and Ohio. So it may only be a matter of time until this exotic tick spreads to other states. Fortunately, experts say that so far these ticks are not a threat to human health.
Man, he's ugly. I don't know. These bugs are getting worse. They look scarier and uglier and worse, like the bed bugs. Now we got ticks. No, let's keep the bed bugs over in Europe and UK, and we'll send the ticks over to them. Yeah. All right. So, uh, Karen and Susan, I got. What is this with Kevin Bacon? He's missing, and he returned home after Kevin Bacon's public plea. Kevin Bacon, a pet pig in Cumberland Township, Pennsylvania, is now home after Kevin Bacon went viral. Yeah, yeah, it smells like bacon. Yeah, so he's home. So nobody worry about him anymore. He'd been missing since he's a 200-pound Juliana pig, and it was on the farm on October 13th. Um, So, following the day Kevin Bacon adventures reported began, the pig broke loose from his pen, and and he was shared on all over Facebook. Bring Kevin Bacon home. He was later spotted at a campground and would sometimes return to the house to wander around, but then again he would run off. He's a wild pig. Yeah, smells like bacon. What's he look like? He's a little cutie pie. There he is, Kevin Bacon. Oh my God. On this day, naval the naval battle is November 12th, 1942. Naval battle of Guadalcanal begins in the Solomon Islands. What just an odd piece of history. Nothing big, just this. Um, and in 1942, we were starting into the wars. And so on this day, a naval battle of Guadalcanal begins in the Solomon Islands. The strategic victory came at a high cost, as 5 Sullivan brothers and many others became casualties of war. All right, so a lion was captured after escaping the circus, terrorizing the town. While legal in Italy, live circus animals are banned in more than 20 European counties. The escaped circus lion terrorized an Italian town for hours before finally being sedated and captured and returned to the circus. But he was a free cat for a while. And it terrorizing. Did he really go after people, or was he just put the fear in them? Not like a bear that I got a video on. Um, um, and everybody was wondering about Shania Twain, folks. Multiple people hospitalized after Shania Twain's tour bus is involved in a rollover crash. The tour bus traveling through Canada as part of the singer Shania Twain's latest tour rolled over Wednesday, injuring several members of her crew. One crew a bus, one truck from Shania Twain. Um, Multiple vehicles encountered dangerous driving conditions due to inclement weather, and members of the production crew who required medical attention have been taken to a nearby hospital. Um, so Shania Twain is okay. This happened, I believe, last Friday. Um, but I wanted to let you know about this um, because our stars and our singers and the ones we love so much, or they mean something. And she's traveling by tour bus, not by small plane. Um, um, There was owners of 30 horses that were killed last week when an arsonist decided to set fire to a stable at New York State Racetrack. There is only mysteries and grief. But the police did arrest Boyd Fenton, 32, of Athens, Pennsylvania. Why, Karen, you guys need to tell them people to knock it off in Pennsylvania. So much happens out of Pennsylvania, I swear. Uh, uh, William Oink Oink, yeah. Kevin Bacon, yeah. Kevin Bacon. I'm going through these pretty quick because I'm already 30 minutes into the show and I still got more. I even got a kid with a bear I want to show you guys. So these horses were killed last week in arson. And this gentleman, Boyd Fenton, the 32 of Athens, Pennsylvania, on charges of arson, burglary, criminal mischief, and assault. But Fenton lingers in the Tioga County Correctional Facility, and a motive for the blaze that ripped through the stable early Thursday is not known. He's refusing to talk. It's soul destroying, and they said to hear that the loss of 12 horses instantly in a blaze. They said, and it took everything from them just to get the horses out. Crazy people. All right. Good morning. Yeah, is it a good morning this morning? Well, guess what? They said maybe not. Scientists warn of a sun flare that could wipe out the internet for months. They put this out this morning. Now, I'm not sure about that. And they said suddenly, without warning, all the electronics went dead, while snow screen or black screen of death just appeared on the devices. That could be what happens. They're not really saying when. They said they have been a lot of solar flares, and flares are when the sun brightens and we see the radiation. That's a kind of a muzzle flash. They say, and it lasts 18 to 24 hours. So if you happen to lose your power grid, satellites, underground fiber optic cable with copper sheaths, radio transmitters, communications equipment are vulnerable. So they say within the next, over the next 2 months. So if you lose power out of the blue, or you lose your internet, lose your phone service, it could be the solar flares. All right, all right, here we go. We got the bear. Let me get this going here.
Honey. Arby's $5 chicken.
Let me get past all this. Arby's. Yeah, we don't want Arby's. Let me get this back here. Okay, so a 7-year-old, and that's first, second grade, encounters a bear, a massive bear, while riding a scooter. And he stops. That was a good thing, because if he would have rode off quick, the bear would have went on the chase. So let's get this up for you guys to watch. Look at that kid with a bear, and he charges him a little bit. Watch this. So you see, they had him run off. Wow. For a little kid, that would be so scary. And I asked my the kids going home from school today, and I said, what would you do? I looked at about the same age. And if a bear chased you home, and they said they would run. And I said, no, you don't want to run, because it's the chase they want. And of course, they're going to chase you down and bite you on the buns. And I have to say bite you on the buns, because if I say anything worse, I'm going to have to do warn you guys with warnings. So it's better just to say the bear's going to bite you on the buns. Um, all right, so now we're down to the funny post. You ain't young when? Boy, it's coming up on my birthday, and Linda, you have yours. You ain't young when you're asleep, but others worry you're dead. You can live without sex, but not without your glasses. Your back goes out more than you do. You quit trying to hold your stomach in no matter who walks into the room. You buy a compass for the dash of your car. You're proud of your new lawnmower. Your best friend is dating someone half their age and isn't breaking any laws. Your arm's almost too short to read the newspaper anymore. You sing along with elevator music. Well, I do that because they're playing really great 70 hits. I'm sitting there like, yeah, uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I love elevator music now. It used to be crazy when I was younger. It was like, what the heck is this? My mom's Frank Sinatra music. One of these days they're going to play the good stuff. Now they play the good stuff. But why don't they do it when you're answering the phones? When you're on hold? Where does that music come from? I guess it's something that they just decided to annoy us with so we won't stay on the phone for long. All right. You'd rather go to work than stay home sick. You constantly talk about the price of gasoline. Well, we all do that. Yeah. It's up what? About $1.50 or more? People call at 9 p.m. and ask, did I wake you? You have a dream about prunes. I don't. Linda, we dreaming about prunes? No, I dream about the news. Weird stuff about the news. All right. You send money to PBS. No, I don't think so. The end of your tie doesn't come anywhere near the top of your pants. You take a metal detector to the beach. You wear black socks with sandals. You know what the word equity means. You can't remember the last time you laid on the floor to watch television. Well, heck no. I get on the floor, I can't get back up. Even the dogs come over and I'm like, help me up. And they lick my face. It's like, yeah, a lot of help you are. You're supposed to help me off the floor, not help me stay on the floor so you can attack me. Your ears are hairier than your head. You talk about good grass and you're referring to someone's lawn. You get into a heated argument about pension plans. You got cable for the Weather Channel. You can go bowling without drinking. You have a party and the neighbors don't even realize it. Crank that music up. Yeah, play that funky music, white boy. Play that funky music right. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I don't know the rest of it. I know bits and pieces of songs. But anyway, Linda, I hope you had a happy birthday. And that's it for today. And I have a big news show coming up. So come on and join us. If not, subscribe, hit the like button, thumbs up, and ring my bell. Yeah, ring my bell. And we will see you tomorrow. We have a full week, and it's my birthday week, so I'm having a good time. Having a good time with family and friends, and been out for dinner, and I'm ready to enjoy the rest of the week. So you guys have a wonderful Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow, or we'll see you in about 20 minutes. And with that, have a wonderful Tuesday, and we'll see you tomorrow.